How you guys doing? It has been such a long time since I've been here, so please forgive me. Being on YouTube is it's a thing, and I'm still learning it. But I understand how important it is for me to come on here and share some very valuable and important information to you guys. So, my Clear Shift community, let's shift to success, guys. I really want you guys to win, but I also know, again, it's very important for me to come on here and share as much information as I can. And so, I want to share a new kickoff that I'm launching. It's called 90 Days Kickoff Series. Finish 2025 strong. Okay, so share this with all your friends, especially those who are in the home care landscape, particularly in Maryland. But this information is kind of applicable across the board. But definitely those who are in the Maryland area, those who I'm directly speaking to. But if you're in DC, Virginia, again, this information is still very much valuable. But once again, hello, my name is Grace, Pam Grace, and I am with ClearShift Solutions, and we are ready to take this Q4 is here. Excuse me. Wow. Can you believe it was Q1 like the other day and now it's Q4? Q4 is here. October 1 is here. And as you're looking at your 90-day run, right? You're a marathon runner, you're looking at the finish line. We are in the view of the finish line. It's not just in theory anymore. It is in our, it's in our plain sight. And we have to run there with tenacity, with energy, with clarity, with precision, with just a level of excellence. Then you have the 3 rounds, right? Q1, Q2, and Q3, right? This is where you can really take up speed. And if you were lagging in the other quarters, you can really take up speed and you can still win, whatever that means for you and your business, okay? So just to go ahead and share with you guys, it's going to be a multi-part series to helping business owners, in particular, residential service agencies, home care agencies in Maryland, okay? We're about locking in Q4. We're about preparing for 2026 and scaling with clarity, compliance, and strategy, okay? This is the entire theme. So I encourage you to subscribe, like us, comment, be notified when I'm dropping. I will be dropping at a greater cadence, okay? So these videos will be coming out because I want to support you guys in your success, okay? So let's go. For today, this is the official video of the kickoff of 90 days to 2025. So in this series, we're all about, again, finishing Q4 strong. This means that if you were behind, if you were lagging behind, you still have time if only you focus, okay? If only you get focused, meaning focusing yourself as leadership, focusing your team, rallying around a particular goal, and everyone understanding their part and committing to that, okay? So let's start off with the basic. If you're in Maryland and you're a licensed residential service agency and you have not started your HB 39 compliance plan, you're already behind, okay? The Maryland Department of Health has been doing series of just kind of like webinars, a series of live discussions, really trying to get agency owners to understand the importance of this compliance, understanding that, hey, there's this grace period that you have to get everything together. But once that comes to term on January 1, 2026, you will be held responsible for meeting our standard and meeting this new state standard, okay? And so I want to make sure that, guys, if you have been being a part of those meetings with the Maryland Department of Health, if you've been talking in your communities, if you've been, at the Home Care Association meetings, etc., and been getting this information, but you're not applying the info, you're not executing, you have not invested, okay? This does require an investment from you, investment in time, investment in resources. Again, hiring people, your staff, contractors, whatever that you need. If you have not invested in your compliance with HB 39, again, you are behind. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you. There's been some confusions in the marketplace around, hey, HB 39 does not necessarily apply to me because I do not service waiver clients, right? So Maryland Medicaid waiver clients. So that means these participants are supported by the state for their long-term care needs. You as a provider are contracted with the state to provide this service as a vendor, and so once you provide a service to their participant, you now get payment, right, from the Maryland Department of Health. If you have that type of relationship with the Department of Health when it comes to receiving Medicaid funding, then you are required to be in compliance with HB 39. Okay. Now you have some people that like to play in the white and black, like they want to be extremely matter of fact. So if you, let's say, are not servicing waiver clients, but let's say you're only doing private pay, then yes, you can still hire 1099 contractors for your private pay clients. Okay, if that is something you wish to do, if that is your business practice and what you want to do for your business. Okay. This just is for the waiver. How, and then I've also had some folks who had said, hey, I have a staffing agency, so I hire CNAs, CMTs, whoever, caregivers, but we staff them out. Do I still have to be in compliant? Not necessarily, as it is written in HB 39. However, I recommend you to go read the law, right? And then two, I encourage you to apply wisdom. Okay? Apply wisdom and apply best practices. Okay? This is, I believe, just the first shift of many shifts that may be coming, okay, in the future. And so when you're talking about positioning yourself for success, are those clients, are those companies that are staffing agencies that are at the top of their game in this area, how do they run their business, right? I'm telling you, a lot of times they're hiring employees, right? It's just better business practices. It protects your business. It helps you price better. Again, and then that's oftentimes utilized as a marketing or a leveraging tool. Okay. You also can look at, hey, those top agencies that are private pay, how are they paying their caregivers? Typically, it is, W-2 with benefits. Okay. And so if you, I want to caution you from, you know, picking and choosing and like trying to play a game, because you can play a game that could get you caught in some trouble. Okay, so if you see that this the state of Maryland with the HB 39 is having this mandate, is putting this compliance requirement, just understand that in addition to the Office of Healthcare Quality and whatever licensure you have under them, you still are under labor laws, right? So Maryland labor laws, right? So whatever that means. So you may feel like there's a way to circumvent here, but there may also be another way in which you're held liable here. So I would encourage you, if you have any questions, seek legal counsel. But more importantly, as a business owner, you need to be putting yourself in the best position for success, for long-term success, best position to be attractive, to be competitive, right? And you also have to understand that as a business owner, it may require financial investment for a period of time, or you may have to entirely restructure how your business is operating to absorb the necessary costs, right, to elevate your business to the next level. Okay, so I just kind of want to clean that up for any confusion. So now here are just some quick friendly reminders as it comes to HB 39. It requires reclassification of personal assistant workers, right, from 1099 to W-2. It requires that conversion, right? And that conversion we're calling reclassification. That must be done by January 1, 2026. It affects how you manage overtime, okay, payroll taxes and benefits, okay? So you must consider that, okay? And it'll also affect your total cost of what it means to hire a personnel, right? So that personal assistant, what is the total cost of bringing a personal assistant worker on? You have to be aware of that total cost, and maybe again something you may have been unaware of before. Non-compliance could mean reimbursement loss and also legal risk. Okay, so in an event that you are accepting waiver clients and you're non-compliant, they could turn around and take their money back or not pay you out, right? Because now you're not compliant, so you're not eligible to even be servicing their their participants, okay? And also, again, legal risk. So you want to make sure you avoid that, okay? Please go ahead and read the bill. If you're confused in any way, you may run your business in so many different facets. Please consult. You may have a respite waiver. You may have this waiver. You may have a DDA waiver. You may have this waiver. Listen, look at your business as a whole and make good business decisions for your business, because you want to protect your asset. This is your asset. You want to protect it, and you want to avoid any type of future legal ramifications or penalty, because the cost later is going to be greater than the cost now to clean things up, okay? Some other things I want to share with you that are some important elements is, with reclassification comes responsibility. So going from an independent contractor where they're independent, they could do their own thing, you know, and you guys have an understanding that they will show up at whatever designated time that this that the client requires, etc. But this, as an employee and as an employer with employees, you have responsibility of wage and hour laws, right? Unemployment, disability, anti-discrimination, benefits. All these laws now apply to you, okay? So your business is not just about care providers, it's about becoming an employer, right? And so you want to make also that shift. So as you're reclassifying from 1099 to W-2, your business mentality and your also operations of your business should also be shifting and having its own reclassification, right? And really what that means is just a re-identification. It's a new identity. And that title comes with different responsibilities, okay? All right. Have you audited? Okay, as always, good practice to really know what's going on in your business. Some of the things that I encourage you to audit, if you have not already done so, is employee satisfaction. Okay, understand what's going on with your staff, understand what the mindset of their staff, understand what to just be open to getting feedback, right? Some of that feedback could be good, it could be bad, whatever you may interpret it as. But I look at all feedback as good feedback, even if it reveals that we're underperforming. That information is still valuable because it allows you to make a change. Payroll systems, assess your systems, okay? Payroll systems, also other systems will be called HRIS, HR information systems, okay? Making sure that you're assessing that, you know, the benefits, the values, the ease and efficiencies of it, usability, experience, etc. Overtime tracking. How will you as a company track overtime to making sure that you guys do not go over 40 hours, right? And if you do go over 40 hours, are you able to pay that time and a half, right, for your staff? And then what are you getting in return when it comes to the wage from the state? I do know, what I understand now is that they're not, the Maryland Department of Health is not increasing their wages to go ahead and help cover any overtime costs, right? That is a business cost and responsibility. So you have to be strategic in how you're going to do that, okay? That applies whether you're dealing with a waiver client or if you're dealing with a private client. You want to be able to manage time and a half. The cool thing with private clients is that you can bake that into your business, and you know, you can say, hey, if we're going to go overtime, now the new rate is this, and if they sign off on it, then you could bill them that. Whereas the state, you're going to get what our rate is. We're not paying you overtime, right? So just kind of be clear about that. Also, sick leave and PTO, you pay time off. Again, these are things you have to consider. If you've never had benefits, if you don't have a benefit plan of anything of that nature, this is what you need to consider, okay? I do want to put a footnote in here that if you need benefit support, benefit broker, right? Benefit consultation to really understand what you have going on. If you have a budget in mind, or if you don't have a budget in mind, but you want to see what is out there because you want to offer benefits, please reach out to ClearShift Solutions. We have benefit brokers on hand to support you guys. It is also open enrollment season, so do not wait to the 9th hour, okay? Do this stuff, position yourself for success, and get what you need. All right. So that's what I want to say. So again, there's a lot of RSAs that are still out of compliant with HB 39. But again, I want you guys to know that if you need support when it comes to compliance, reach out to us. And this is our special offer. So we got some special offers because we know 90 days till the new year. ClearShift is offering a special offer, right? For businesses who have under 20 employees that need assistance with HB 39, labor law alignment, operations upgrade. We can support you, okay? So reach out to us. We can assist you. Also, some things I want to make sure that you think about: strategic planning. If you have not developed a strategic plan that discuss or that outlines what your 2026 is going to look like, I encourage you to start planning that today. Is your revenues goals backed by realistic client growth? So your goals has to be supported by a process, a system, a strategy, or those goals will not be fulfilled, right? So those are some things you want to think about. Are you budgeting for technology, for staff expansion, for marketing, for training, for expert support? Things I want you to think about, guys. Again, you are a business owner that is running a multi-million dollar enterprise. Okay. So you want to think as that type of employer. Okay. So don't hesitate. Start now. Reach out to us. Visit ClearShift Solutions to learn more about us. Get your compliance and growth plan ready and in order. We are available to help you. Myself and my team is available to help you. So do not hesitate. Again, stay tuned for all the various parts of information I'll be sharing. All right. So that's all. I'm out of here. But until we meet again, do not forget, it is time for a clear shift. See you later.